All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is now. It's his angel. December. Whoa. Tongue twister there. All right. January 5th, 2022. All right. 8:30 in the morning. And we're going to get started for today. We got a lot going on. All right. My name is Angel. We're the host for Welcome to the Beyond Charts Morning Brew show here. A lot to cover here. Wow. So the ADP numbers just came out here. So I want to share that real quick with you before we get started. Again, welcome to the Morning Brew. Basically, if you're new here, we cover the news, we cover the stock market, we cover where the movers and shakers are at, and trying to identify where the opportunities are in the marketplace every day, 8:30 to 9. All right, tune in. You might learn something about price action. If not, if you like what we offer, do me a favor, take the time, press like, subscribe, share it. Again, abundance breeds abundance. All right, so let's get to it here. So this week is about macro numbers, macroeconomics. Remember, the markets were pretty high. If you have been following us, then you know that we've been kind of been setting this up for Wednesday. Today is a day, 2 o'clock. So it's not really official like the Fed meeting. We already had the meeting. This is just a minute. So 2 o'clock, the minutes are going to be released. And then the market's going to dissect, right? Remember, I'm starting to notice some movers already. I'm starting to notice some rotation in and out of certain marketplaces. And I'm going to cover that so we can identify where the opportunities lie for the week and today. So right now, what just came to the report, I've been waiting on this. The private job growth totaled 807,000 in December. So that means that people are going back to work, so payroll is increasing. So that's very important to note because remember, we're at the brink of raising interest rates, right? So before we didn't raise it because people weren't going back to work. That was one of the catalysts for the inability to raise, amongst other things, right? And again, my opinion truly lies. My opinion truly lies on strictly just based on price action. Okay, so we're trying to identify where the price action lies and where is it going to go. So with that being said, let's find out and see if we can identify where these key levels are going to be. All right, so ADP, that's what I'm looking at. Walmart is expanding. What else is coming on the news? Nothing really on the front that's going to move the market today, but we noticed tech is slipping, and I mentioned that to you yesterday, the reason why that was happening. So we're going to cover that as well. But on the front here, GM, there's some news about GM, but nothing really, their Peloton is dropping. All right, nothing really here that is going to move the market. The exception is going to be that 2 o'clock minute. Now you can tell the futures dropped on that. So we're at 47.79. Remember yesterday we quickly for about 45 minutes, I think, maybe an hour, somewhere in there. We quickly went above that 48.08 at the open. We didn't hold. We hit 48.18. As I mentioned yesterday, 48.20. We're probably going to watch another threshold, and we sold off from that level. So, and very quickly, we couldn't hold at 4,800. Okay, so after 4,800 is going to be super, super difficult. As you can tell, we're already about 10 points lower, and it looks like we're probably going to work lower. So let's dive in here. If you guys been following me, what I've done also, and I'm going to mention this, if you go to buy my coffee right here, if you want to buy me coffee, you can. You don't have to. If you want to, it'll be greatly appreciated. But basically, I put a post here, and this is a new thing I've been doing. Some books that if you want to improve your trading, there's a link on there. And then right here, the market forecast or the market ahead. I think that's what I'm going to call it. Market ahead, and I'm going to do this for the next 51 weeks on Sunday, and just go to the StreamYard there, and then we'll prep. So if you don't like day trading, just looking for possibly the opportunities that could exist for the week, this is where I'm going to put my XPX levels and certain stocks that I see opportunities in for the week. So if you're a stock trader and you don't have that much time, this is a great place for you to see. That's a great video there to watch. But there you can just click on the link and you have access to that. And in there, and I mentioned that to you because in there I put the levels for the XPX, which I think we're probably going to hit this week. All right, so let's go back and let's dive in here. Right now, what are we looking at? We're looking at overall. So when we start off the week, and again, if you're just brand new, again, repetition is the mother of all learning. The reason for this video is because I see that there's a lack of organization, right? And somebody mentioned something yesterday about setting alerts. I don't like doing alerts because there's so many things about giving an alert, right? Because it's your style of trading. What's the emotion? What's the reasoning behind that? And if you don't know that, then you're probably not going to succeed. So my goal here is to kind of give you some proper TA, technical analysis, certain levels, and then you can make the decision for yourself, and it's either going to click or not. I'm also thinking about doing a class, a TA class moving forward. I'll give you more options on that. It's probably going to be an 8-week course, maybe 6 to 8 week course just on TA and proper level and volume profile. I'm kind of creating a curriculum right now. I spent the last couple of months creating it to see what would be the best to build some proper traders and kind of give you the best high probability trades or entries, right? So anyway, that's in the works. But let's dive in for today. Right now, as you can tell, the XPX is right here. We're right at that 48, just below that 48.20. Like, so look at these candlesticks up here. This is the dailies, guys. So we have these candles, these wicks. That's telling us there's a lot of demand, right? Or resistance, whatever you want to call it. Growing up, like when I first started in 2005, you called it resistance. And one of the things for me, and maybe you're different, but I was always like, I had to be exact to the T, and that's not the case, right? So as you can tell, it's just let's just call it real simple, a area of supply. So we notice that they're selling off they're selling off because think about it, every time it goes off, they're selling the rips. Whose day? The big institution money. They're selling the rips. So if you're a retail trader and you're going by, well, this is resistance, it could break out, and you fail to see that this is a supply area that and we can also look at the MACDs, and you can tell that even though the MACDs are going higher, are we near the end or are we near the beginning, right? So is that going to be a high probability trade or low probability trade? And these are the things that I'm going to add into the curriculum. Things like this where I can sit down with, and I'm only going to keep it for about 10 to 20 people. So we can spend enough time and really give you a lot of content and give you some organization in your trades. And this is going to be after the market. So, this is the type of thing I'm talking about. So right now we see a lot of supply, right? And on a day like today, where the minutes are going to come out. And also we're going to add another news here about the 10-year note, because that is creeping higher, which I said in the past that that's not good for tech, right? So again, we're going to add all these things together. Now, we saw liquidity enter into the marketplace yesterday, so this is the liquidity that we saw. This is the full day liquidity, and it's probably going to increase today. So the whole global market was open today. So again, we are going higher. Where can we head today? I think we're still going to be looking at that 47.32, 47.45. The XPX is being a little resilient yesterday. It was super resilient, but it's having a hard time above 4,800. Okay, so we have it there. All right, so now the Nasdaq is. Oh, thank you, skaters. Hold on tight. I will get all to that. But right now, the Nasdaq, you got to check out the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq right now is, having a very difficult time. They're selling the bangers, bro. They're selling the bangers, man. So you got to realize, if they're selling Tesla, they're selling the good stuff. If they're selling the stuff that made money, you got to be careful here. Now, I am seeing a rotation, so that's happening here. And again, this is why we watch the Nasdaq. We watch that 10-year note. We do it for a reason, right? Nothing here is by accident. So again, as you can tell, Nasdaq is having a hard time. It's breaking its way lower, and I'm going to get into what we notice here. Look where the MACDs are at right now. We're showing weakness. So this rip is weaker than that rip, right? So again, we saw weakness here. Obviously, there was some choppy action. If this breaks lower and we break the 50, then expect to go a little lower, right? And what's going to go down with it possibly could be the big guys. So again, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, so there is opportunity here. If this starts breaking down, watch that, because this is, remember, this is the daily. This moves a lot slower than what we're looking at. Okay, so now right here you have the Russell. So you got the Russell right here. The Russell's like, like I said, it's right. It's hitting its head at 50, right? Broke the 200-day, which is really good. That's a positive note. Now, why is the Russell going? Well, there's a rotation in effect, right? And also the banks, they usually do well Q1, Q2, especially if they're going to raise interest rates, right? So if they raise interest rates, who's going to benefit the most? Well, it's going to hurt the economy. It is, but the bank should do well. Key level to watch right here on the Russell. If you're looking, if you're like a perma bull and you only trade to the upside, that's fine. Then look in certain areas that probably could go higher. But watch that area right there on the Russell or the IWM. Now this can also turn over. If this starts turning over, this is ideal. A great setup for either up or down. Watch the MACDs for direction. If this starts turning over, then this can probably start working over. If it breaks the 200-day moving average, it's probably going to go lower. But again, this is a bull flag. It looks more bullish to me, and I think the only reason for it is because interest rates. Here's the thing. We all know they were going to raise interest rates. The Fed announced that last meeting, right? They really haven't done it yet. They haven't tapered off yet. So, and I think with the minutes, the market's going to identify, all right, so we want risk on or risk off. That's basically what comes down to it. Now, I'm going to get to my next piece of information here, which is right here. So now the volatility, you can tell. So again, we set the tone for Monday and Tuesday. We expect the volatility, and you can tell we're the market went up, and this is something I noticed, right? So the market went up when the volatility was low. We had that ripper, right? We're still in that area, right? But again, key levels to watch in the VIX. If we see fear entering off, and here's the thing, we saw a lot of tech sell off already, and the VIX hasn't moved because the XPX hasn't moved yet, because the VIX follows the XPX. But if we start breaking down, watch 1789 and definitely 1860. So I don't think we're going to crater. I don't think we're in a crater mode, but I think that they're going to start discounting a lot of the high flyers. That's what I think. Okay. Now here's a 10-year Treasury note, and this is why I think tech is affected, because we're very close to the high, right? Now notice this also happened, and I mentioned this yesterday. This happened last January, so this is kind of, it's a habitual. It's just, watch this starts going up, Q1, right? Guess what tech did? Tech went down. So look at the Nasdaq, and if I go back to the Nasdaq here, if we go back to the Nasdaq, I think was that Q1. November. Okay, November, that's 21. We're getting close. All right, so 2021. Wow, right back here. So okay, so this is February, January, right? So as you can tell, in January, this is the Nasdaq. All right, so let me zoom in here. So Nasdaq did rip a little higher. I mean, a little rip higher, and then it just collapsed, right? And I think that caught on when the where's the notes here? When the notes started ripping higher, it kind of caught everybody by surprise. 21. Where are we here? 21. Okay, so right here, we started creeping up. They didn't notice it, and then when it really ripped in February, that's when the Nasdaq collapsed. So I think that the market's not going to be caught off guard again, and they're watching this like a hawk right now. That's what we're watching it. All right, so moving forward, let's find out where the opportunities lie here. So again, and the system that we're using, guys, and the reason why I would encourage everyone to watch this is because you can utilize this in any system, in any time frame, right? So I'm using the 15-minute time frame, high volatile stocks, because once you get really good at this, you can get your 10, 20, 30 points that you're looking for. You just have to pick a direction, right? So what are we using here? Real simple. We're using the Nicholas Darvis, box theory. Like it's been inspired. It's not necessarily like his, but it just gives me the range of where the was the previous days, and that's how I use it in this time frame. Previous days. You can also use them a weekly. You can also use it monthly, whatever you desire. But because I'm looking for plays here. I want to look at it and see, and we're using the 50-day moving average and volume profile here. So on the XPX, we're probably going to open up lower because I said we're probably at this 4781, right? 4781, and that's going to put us at 4791. So we're right below that. If that starts getting, it starts turning, we start going down, then that can probably be an entry for puts, right? Or put spread or whatever, bull call spread, whatever you desire as far as your strategy. Again, whatever. And that's, people say, hey, why don't you give us, I don't give out the play because everybody's different, but I'm going to give you what I see possibly. That's a high probability trade when we trade the 50-day moving average. So I'm looking at that because if this gets going, right, we're near 4,800, we're having a hard time. And this is what I mean about the XPX. We went up there. This is 15 minutes. Look at this. We broke above 4808, and we're up there for what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what's that? Five 15-minute candles. So we're looking at about an hour and 15 minutes, right? That's all we spent above there. And then very quickly, we tried to regain and we couldn't take it. So 40.08 is going to be pretty difficult. And 48 was, and if you're watching E-mini futures, that was very, very hard. So again, watch that. If, again, we're going to open up lower and possibly 47.75 is going to get the ball rolling. Now, what I mean by the trade is this was resilient, super, super resilient. And again, the algos are on, so you can tell when the algos get turned on, and they're watching it. But if this takes 47.75, it's probably going to go to that 47.58. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I think it's probably going to go. I mean, those are key levels right there. Overall, I think we're going to probably go to that 47.43, especially with the minute. So watch it. It's going to be a very volatile session going in. And again, locking gains. So, and whatever your objective is, if you have a small account, big account, whatever it is, you can lock in some gains real quickly and depending on your management style. Nasdaq, again, we can see weakness all across the board. Having a hard time break out. Now, if I'm wrong in my assessment, then you'll know real quickly the Nasdaq is going to break that 16,353, and again, start hitting that 16,513. Right? I don't know. I'm just kind of giving my opinion of what I'm noticing in the marketplace. And the MACDs, they're going to break above it. But if it breaks below it, we're probably going to work our way lower, and it's going to drag everything else with it. Russell holding strong. Again, holding strong. Like, watch the Russell here early. See if it can take out these highs of 2274. Can probably go back up to that 2287. Or is it going to break lower? And then let the MACD show you. If we start breaking below zero, we're working our way lower. If it starts bouncing and you start going here, look at Goldman Sachs. That's going to be a measurement. If we go higher, but if the open market goes down, it's going to be very difficult for these things to all pop. So again, Google working its way lower, and again, Google tried to pop yesterday, and this is right there. So right now it's going to open at that 2884. Can it get to 2873? And again, this is what I mean. Google killed earnings. They destroyed their earnings. They guided up. They said they got the their advertisement, the app, they did a work around the Apple iOS system, and they're taking this thing down. So again, just be careful out there. Amazon again. So Amazon has a cliff, guys. So the cliff on Amazon is like this 33, and I'm gonna open this up a little higher. Now, the thing about Amazon, I mean, it's a great stock to trade. Let me do that. Great stock to trade. Look at these movements, right? These movements are ridiculously insane, right? And if you use the 50 MACDs, these are the moves you can get, right? And then you're probably getting out as we get close here. But right now it's setting up, right? So what's going to happen here is coming to zero, coming to the 50. If Amazon takes out that 33.27, 33.20 is going to drop. And I wanted to show you this on the hourly basis because so this is the hourly basis on Amazon. So as you can tell, Amazon guided down the last earnings. They said they basically guided down. They said that it's not looking too good. They got hurt with a lot of the supply chain, with wage inflation. So they got hurt pretty, and the bases are selling off. So just notice, for a trade, it looks good, right? But right now, we're kind of have this, just realize the range that we're in, 33.12 to 34.42. So as a trader, you love these ranges, but what's next, right? So as you can tell, we're at the bottom of this range. Now, if I look at it from a daily perspective, we're below the 50-day, guys. So that's weakness. That's weakness. We're here. We're coming to the end, but what's going to happen here? If you see the MACD going down, there's a cliff at that 3,300. Around 3,300, there's a cliff. If Amazon takes that out, I don't think it doesn't stay down there very long, but there's a possibility. If it does, then it could probably head down to these levels of 31, 3,200. So just putting that out there, guys. Just putting that out there. I'm excited about it, but again, as far as today, watch Tesla early. If Tesla goes down, guys, remember Tesla killed earnings. They destroyed it. The delivery numbers are good, and they're taking this one down. So again, this is going to be the tell, I think. If Tesla starts breaking down that 1100, then realize they're taking it down. They're taking it down, and they're probably going to take other stuff down as well. Remember, when you take down your high flyer, that means that the market's factoring some other things here. So again, watch Tesla. Just watch it right there. It can break through. Remember, Tesla has a mind of its own. But watch this 1122 for a tell. Let it set up. We're pretty far up here, right? You got that 1212 on top, 1200. It's in a range. Remember, this is the range that Tesla's in for the last couple of days. And I'm going to cover Tesla at the end because I think, let's do it now. Let's do it then. So I got Tesla here. So we're going to the dailies, the hourlies, and 50-minute time frame. On the 50 time frame, 50 minutes, something big is about to happen. This is great. I like the setup right here. So is it going to pop? If it pops, watch 1166, and then we got 1212. So it's very different when you look at the 50-minute time frame. You see the opportunities there. Now it can also drop, right? If this goes down, that's going to drop, and then 1121 to get it going, and it's probably going to go to 1050, possibly 1083. So is that going to happen? Don't know, but watch the price action. On the dailies, we see this still going higher, right? So the MACDs are still bullish. So even if this happens, that brings it down to 1050. That brings us there. It's going to retest that area. So how far is Tesla going to go? We're still bullish on the daily. So, I'm just looking from a day trader's perspective. On the hourly, something big is about to happen. So we see a lot of pre-action here. If it starts rolling up, then we have a great setup on both the 50-minute time frame and the hourlies. This is exactly, the high probability trade. So you can go either way on Tesla. So watch that early. Okay. All right. So we got that covered. All right, we got ISRG working his way lower, nothing there. CMG right there. So let's see if they took this one down. All right, so if they take it down, let it take it down. 1614 to get it going to the downside. And if it starts popping up, 1692. And again, watch the 2 o'clock hour. Let's see, because everything's going to change around 2. Because remember, the 2 o'clock, the minutes are going to come out. 2:30, they're going to react to it. There'll be a reaction around 1:45. It's just standard market movement. 2 o'clock, it'll move. 2:30, 2:45, 3 o'clock will set the tone. So just letting you know. Lamb Research, again, right there, they're taking down the chips, but not too bad. Lamb Research hanging still. Goldman Sachs, this is going up pre-market. So now look at it, Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs, this is a day 3 if Goldman Sachs goes higher. This was 1, this is 2, and this is Goldman. Can I have a day 3, 410 to get it going? But watch the MACDs. The MACD's turn is not going to go. It's going to go lower. And this can also break down 406, 400. Okay, so for whatever reason, I'm not Powell. They say that they're not going to raise interest rate. That is going to hurt the banks. I'm just saying, is that going to happen? Don't know. There's a very small percentage chance that could happen, but it's out there. It could happen. All right. So Netflix, again, working its way lower. Okay, so if you see that 620, it's having 1, 2, there's 3 days. Again, so if you're looking the direction, looking to trade downside, this is the downside. Boom, boom, boom. And we're gonna have another one. And if it starts going, this could be a trade, right? It's 591 to at least 581. You got 10 points and maybe a little extra. So watch the MACDs, and that can be a trade to the downside. Just pick one. Okay, or pick 2. Whatever you can handle, you can manage. Roku working its way lower. Roku breaks 200. It's working its way lower. Look at this. Roku climaxed and then breaking lower. Pre-market has started. We don't have a nice entry on Roku, so let it come back up. This probably looks like it's going to come back up, see what happens at that 50 day. Nvidia, this was a tell. So Nvidia, they took down. Nvidia came out with great guidance, got it up, like did everything right. And this thing couldn't break 303, 305. So a tell that you can do on your, if you want to know by watching the option premiums, you can look at Nvidia, you can look at, let's see what else is going on. You can look at Tesla and look at the option premiums maybe 3 weeks out, 3 weeks out, and see what price they're in and just compare that to the previous weeks. And you can tell if those aren't going up 3 weeks out, then more than likely, the market maker doesn't think that there's no demand for them, so they're not increasing prices, and nobody's really like jolly about these things going up there. So that could be a tell. So Nvidia having a little resistance at 293, 300. This maybe could work its way lower, but watch it. Having a hard time above that 303 area, 304, 303, and then 307. So the right there, a lot of supply there. So watch it if you want to take that trade. Mercado Libre working his way lower again, high flyer and giving it all back. And again, this is why you trade them. And again, this is what I'm saying. This is one. Is there another one? When it hits there, maybe you can trade it to the downside. Not ready yet, but watch it set up. Let it set up like it did here, there, and you go down. Apple, watch Apple early. If Apple starts going down, that's going to be bad for tech and the XPX. Watch 180. If 180, probably can go to 182, or it can work its way lower. Trade Desk, right there, working its way lower, right? 81 to get it going, 91 on top. All right, so let's get to it. What else we got? Shopify. So again, Shopify, they're taking Shopify down. Despite all these upgrades, Shopify is going down, guys. So again, and I'm telling you this because there is opportunity. I want you to see the opportunities here because the opportunities are very, very, they're very vibrant, right? So you see Shopify selling off. Where do you want to take the trade? You want to take it at the 50. Well, not there. That's not a good ideal trade. But you want it at the 50, breaking the 50, MACD breaking down. So this was an ideal trade yesterday, and you want to wait for, here's one here, broke the 50, set up here. And again, and the reason why we choose Shopify is, check it out. Oh no, this is not Shopify. Okay, let me look at Shopify. Let's coin. Okay, so Shopify, look at these. Ideal, because Shopify had really nice. All right, so MACDs were breaking below, came back, right? Waited. This was one here, ideal, right? It couldn't break above the 50. MACDs are turning and broke down. And the reason why, look at this, 1393 to about 1332. So you got about 60 points there, right? Are you going to get 60? Maybe not. But, maybe you get 30, maybe 20, whatever it is. And then right here, if you're looking for this setup, look at it. This is ideal, textbook. Couldn't break the 50. You enter that trade. And here, let's measure it, 1367 to 1210. So, this is momentum trading. So right off the bat, and you can do this in any time frame. You just do it in the 15-minute time frame because we see this very often. And this is why we trade the HI Volatile stock. So here you have over 130 points. Are you going to get the whole 130? No. Can you get 10 or 20? This is why we look at this time frame. Now, we just got to get your confidence level to be able to take those trades. So Affirm, working its way low, or maybe you have the confidence. If you do, high five, let's go get it. Let's go get it. All right, so Affirm, same type of thing, breaking down. And this moves slower, right? So again, Affirm is a garbage company. I'm not a big fan if you've been watching me, but we trade the movers, right? So watch it. And I think once they come out with earnings, the default rate was really high, but regardless, $80 to get it going. But this could go lower right there, 84, maybe lower. Maybe this is the more pace of also stock that you want to see. Upstart could go lower. Again, this is tech, 133. Affirm is tech. Okay, I know the opposite is, well, if credit cards get tightened, then people are going to start doing layaway plans. But who cares if they can't pay, right? So anyway, HubSpot, again, tech. So watch it at that 581. Could be setting up maybe for the downside. Zoom. Okay, so there's another virus out there, right? And Zoom, as I say that, it pops. There's another virus out there, and don't know. It's coming out, so I don't know. Again, watch 183. If that's real, this can probably pop. So, or is Kathy Wood buying again? Okay, Booking. What is going to happen to booking? Is it going to break? So right there, make it or break it. If you want to watch booking, if it can take out 2470, it's probably going to go up to the highs of 2519. Yeah. If it starts breaking down, right, it's probably going to go to either that 2441 or that 2397. MACDs are right there. We don't know what's going to happen, but you can set that one up. Service now. This one they took down, and these guys guided up, did well. They're again, like I said, they're taking stuff down. So 629. Okay, Coinbase having a little bit of reaction, selling off. Okay, so we see the trends going down. Let it base. This is too far up or too far down. Maybe for the downside, if you can go to 243. All right, let's look at the chips real quick. We're about 9 o'clock into it, working his way lower. They're taking the chips down. This is what I mean. So, chips are going down. This is weird. So, watch it. Watch into it. They took this one down quite a bit from 653 down to 606. It's about 50 points, right? So let's see if this can regain base. Watch it for 631, or is it going to take it lower to 605? We're at 617, exactly where we like it. Watch the MACDs for a move. Qualcomm working his way higher. Again, they kind of kept this one pretty high. Qualcomm just came out that on the news report saying that they're going to, I think that they're going to make more money with cars, with the EV cars, something like that. ASML. All right, so here's the deal with ASML. So ASML, I still like it for earnings play. It's just too far away. So I'm going to have to roll down on a couple of my call options. Now, they had a fire, okay? And the problem with they had a fire, they didn't come out with the announcement saying, hey, don't worry, the fire it's not going to affect us for earnings or affect our manufacturing. They didn't say anything like that. So the market is taking upon themselves to kind of figure that out. So again, we're having a reaction. I still like it for earnings play, but now I'm going to have to readjust my, I think it'll rip for earnings. I just have to readjust my positioning right now. So on that one. So again, AMD, just working his way higher, and I'll show you what ASML looks like. I'll show you here real quick. ASML. All right, it's coming up. All right, so ASML couldn't break above the 50, but there are buyers coming in 670 side. So we're gonna work on the low side. What happens here? Does it break through? Then we're probably gonna go lower. If it bounces, breaks through, then it's probably gonna regain that. And again, it has earnings in about 2 weeks. So it's or 2 weeks, right? Summer. I think it's 2 weeks. I think it's January 21st or something. All right, ASML working his way lower. This is what I mean. The price action on the 15-minute time frame working his way lower, and then the hourly working his way lower. So let's see what happens here. Can base too far away from the 50? Can it regain the 50 back again? All right, so that's what we got there. Micron, watch Micron. Micron wants to bust a move. $96 to get it going. Broadcom coming in 672. So again, about 28 minutes left, and we're seeing the chips coming in. Okay, so again, so they want to buy the chips. The chips have been hurt pretty badly. So watch Broadcom, and no, Broadcom isn't there. I like this one better, Micron. So if it doesn't go too far away, and the MACD's a little weak here. Yeah, they came back. So, yeah, watch it. Just watch it. Yeah, the MACDs are giving us a little sign of weakness. AMAT, better. Roblex, maybe. All right, so let's get to Bitcoin. All right, so Bitcoin. And again, nothing really has changed on BTC. Again, the market, if you look at the MACDs don't stay very, very tight on Bitcoin. Very long, right? It stood tight there, right? And then we got a reaction. Stood tight there, and then we had a reaction. So if you look at the MACDs when we had this tightness, we normally don't stay very long. So something big is about to happen. As I mentioned yesterday, this is the 50-day moving average. Okay, so this is working its way lower. Now the 50-day is great. I love the 50-day. The 50-day measures overall volume. In the last, not volume, sorry, take that back. Overall price action in the last 50 days, does it go high? Is it above it or below it, right? Now, the anchored VWAP, which I set up from the peak So if we measure, it's going to be the same level from there for the 50-day. Same as a 50-day. The only difference is that it considers, it takes in volume, the price action, the amount of trading happening at certain levels. So as you can tell, this is creeping up. So this is a little bit of a divergence. That's how I see it. And we're seeing a positioning that's going to happen. So something big is about to happen. I don't know which way it's going to go. But I think it's just waiting on what the Fed is going to do today. So watch it, and we're all dependent. Now, the 200-day moving average is right there. I think that there's probably waiting for the 50, and we'll see. This is a perfect opportunity. Remember, all paths lead back to the 50. Slowly on the dailies, but it'll get there, right? So again, this is a perfect opportunity that we're going to wait for. MicroStrategy follows suit. And again, Ethereum, again, I like this, but nothing really here. We see some supply at that 38.94. The 50's coming. And again, we're right there. It's probably going to go higher. Maybe it's going to meet the 50 at some moment. A break lower, a break higher. But we'll get it. We'll get it. Well, we're gonna find out what exactly is going to happen here. All right, guys. Do you have any questions here? Let me see. Good morning, JD. What's up? What's up? Good morning, brother. All right, skaters. Yes. Would you sign up now? Thank you so much. Really great. Appreciate it. Give me about another couple of days. I'm gonna set everything up, and I'll send out all the information for 20 spots, 10 to 20 spots only. You'll have one of them. All right. We got Emmanuel Sorini. All right. Good morning, brother. Good morning. All right, guys. So we have what else we got? This is all we got. So right now it's all about the 2 p.m. hour, guys. If I'm looking at a trade right now for today, I'm going to be looking at the, futures are at 47.83. Look at the 4 a.m. hour for today. And that's going to be a level of support, of resistance. So at 4 a.m., if you look at the /E minis, look at that. And again, if you're looking at the, as far as XPX, that's going to put me right around where we open. So again, something big is about to happen. XPX is super resilient, guys. There's some buying bots, algorithms out there. So just know that 47.74, especially on the XPX. So you just got to take the trades, all right? So if we start breaking down, we can probably go to that lower to 47.74. Watch the MACDs for a direction. Start breaking down or breaking up. So anything's possible. Again, we're just, just watch the price action. But right now on the hourlies, if we start breaking lower, right, we start breaking lower on the hourlies and the 50-minute time frame, this is big. When we break the 50 on the hourlies, usually that's a big thing. When we break it, right? We'll stay down there usually for the day. Very rarely do we reverse there. It happens very rarely, like it happened a little bit there. But again, the MACDs need to be below 0, and that's going to be the indication that we're going to drop. All right, guys, that's it. That's all we got. All right, guys, go out there, go get it. I won't be doing the lunch today, but tomorrow we're going to be doing this again. That's all we got there, guys. Do me a favor, if you have not yet liked, subscribe, go out there, do me a favor, like, subscribe this. And let's get this thing rocking and rolling there, guys. All right, guys. And I'll see you guys soon.